had a really great opportunity at the end of this class, at the end of the semester, to come up with our own experiment to run in the lab, and we got to choose the topic, we got to choose what kind of foods we wanted to work with and what we wanted to investigate. And we chose as a group to develop sports beverages. It was really interesting to us. We did a previous lab formulating different hot chocolate samples and playing with ingredients and finding out what we liked, what we didn't like. So we wanted to do that again just because it was so much fun. And you know, some of us are very interested in sports nutrition and working with athletes, but then also really to investigate, you know, all of these different beverages and sodas and energy drinks that are out on the market, really to just develop our own and see what goes into the formulation of those products and understand them better.
And then we took the approach of there are a lot of added sugars that's in drinks these days, and we wanted to look at natural occurring sugars versus artificial occurring sugars, create a sports beverage and see how that differentiated between dietetic students versus a collegiate baseball team, and see how the results differed.
So we started the journey by going to the internet and just looking up some basic homemade recipes, because there are a lot of recipes out there for making your own sports beverage at home. So we just took some of those that we thought sounded good and ran with them, and you know, started playing around with different ingredients. Some of the trends right now in beverages and waters is, you know, exotic ingredients like coconut water, different botanicals and things like that. So we wanted to use coconut water, fresh juices, and play around with different sweeteners as well. So real sugar and artificial sugars. We did all the prototyping at my apartment in my very tiny kitchen. And just kept, you know, through trial and error, mixing these things up and adding salt or taking out salt, adding sugar or taking out sugar, and some of them tasted horrible and some of them tasted really good. So, but we eventually found 3 that we really liked that tasted good to us, so that's what we went with for our testing.
We had to make our grocery list, include all of our ingredients, everything we needed, including what we needed to set up the taste test, which was, as far as the cups and the napkins and the crackers, everything we needed. And then as far as preparation goes, we had to go and make sure everything was washed and cleaned and sanitized. Wearing hairnets was really important, gloves, all of that. As far as juicing, we juiced everything. Before combining everything together, we made sure to pasteurize our fresh juices to prevent any bacteria or anything like that, anything that could potentially contaminate our sports beverages. And then after combining everything, we had to make sure everything was kept at a certain temperature.
The men's baseball team were an integral part of this. They were very enthusiastic about taking part in our taste test. They were really excited about it. So, and you know, their coach was definitely a big part in getting us out there to actually do it. So they were excited about it. We went out on the field the day of testing and set up our stations, set up our all of our samples, gave them a brief explanation as to how the test is supposed to be done, and they were really excited about it. They responded really well. Pretty much across the board, they liked all the samples, but what was really interesting, once we got all the data back, Gatorade, which was used as a control, turned out to be the favorite, so that was pretty interesting. But some of the formulations we came up with scored very well, so we were pretty pleased with that.
My partners in the group are really interested in sports nutrition, but I think the most interesting thing to me was the use of ingredients, not just the fresh juice, but the sweeteners that we used. I know there's a lot of controversy going on right now and a lot of research being done about the different artificial sweeteners, and that was really interesting to me, that a lot of the athletes preferred a certain beverage over another, and a lot of them didn't know about what's in their drink. And I think that from this we can maybe make some conclusions about the fact that they might need more nutrition education, not only for collegiate athletes, but athletes growing up consuming these beverages that may not need to.